Just a gorgeous fall afternoon in the heart of Texas. No weather to speak of. Sun out, roof open. Yes, yes, and yes. A great day for football at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Getting toward the halfway point of the NFL season, Week 7 is underway on EA Sports. And the opening kickoff will not be returned, as that will be a touchback.
Check 41. Oh, hey, kill.
They'll run with a rookie drafted in the 3rd round. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. Call it no gain on the game's first play. And it's 2nd down now.
Hey, come on out here. Come get some. Come get some. Come on here.
Prescott from the gun. Toward the center of the field, but it's incomplete.
Quarterbacks work all the time on manipulating a defense with their eyes and their head movement. In this case, he just stared the receiver down. That allowed for excellent coverage, able to knock that one away.
On 3rd down, it's Prescott. Oh, that's into double coverage and intercepted. And he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Giants touchdown. So a big defensive play there on the opening drive, no less, as they make the interception and bring it back for the score.
And I think that's a signal for how this defense wants to play. They want to be disruptive, and you know they're going to take some chances.
Well, sometimes it can burn you, but right there, it paid off. Extra point by Ryland, up and good. And it's now a 7-0 game. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. Taken at the goal line. And that's pretty good coverage by the kick team, as he'll only be able to get this past the 15-yard line and no further. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And they enter play here in this one on a 2-game win streak, plus they come off the open week as well. So this is a team that has a lot of things working in their favor.
Oh, it certainly is. And let's face it, this team is playing so well. The worry now is that after a few extra days off, they'll be sluggish coming into this game. So I've heard that he spent more time in practice working what they call good versus good, starting offense versus starting defense. They want a fast start in this next game.
Here's Prescott. Pass complete to Jalen Tolbert. And he works it across the 25 before being tackled. 11 yards and a Cowboy first down.
Danny. Watch right. I got you.
One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he'll lose yardage here, going down back at the 28. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11.
31's the mic. Hey, we got to get this stop here, D.
Out of the gun, here's Prescott. And that falls to the ground, incomplete. Well, a nice job of bodying him up defensively. And now it brings up 3rd down. Backed up here, tough spot, needing 11 yards to pick up the first. Prescott from the gun on 3rd. He's got his target. That's complete. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. Lamb's first catch of the game, good for a first down.
Well, I think when they look at their offense, they think to themselves, weapons everywhere, and they want to move the ball around. They want to spread it to different people, but you absolutely know they want to get this man involved as well, and that's what they just did on that play.
To about the 48-yard line. The Cowboys at 2-3 here to begin the new season, and they come in with fresh legs. They got the extra time off thanks to an early season open week.
And usually your hope is that your open week comes a little bit later in the year. But when you get a chance to get your fresh legs back, you have to take that time and run with it. And that's what they're trying to get done here.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
And he's only hit on 2 of his first 6 passes. Time for a quick quarterback regroup here with a big third down coming up.
Prescott now. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And they're going to have another first down as the tackle's made at the Giants' 30. Give them 22 there on the third down conversion. So the drive takes them into Giants territory now, 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And not a whole lot of room to operate there on the first down run. He gets maybe 3. Well, this defense for the Giants, they were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, what do you do now when you go into a game? Do you decide you can't throw the ball? Do you try and run it more? Or do you tell your quarterback, make sure you see your guys open before you deliver?
And he can't hang on to it, and the screen never got started.
That's all you got?
Brandon, watching their tape from last week, I saw plenty of plays like we just saw there, forcing incompletions. It was key in their win last week. They're hoping the same thing happens this time out, too.
They got to get to the 20 to keep the drive alive on third down. And now the Giants will stop play as they take a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. Looking to throw. Prescott. And that is incomplete. Oh, he had a defender right there with him to force that to the ground. And 4th down now coming up. So on 4th down, Prescott off, and on is Aubrey for the Cowboy field goal. And his kick is indeed good. And they are on the board, but still trailing. It's 7-3. So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
70 Timberwolves. 60 Bison. 60 Bison.
Check 24. Check 24.
Buffalo 18.
Hey, Mike's 50. Mike's 50.
You ain't doing nothing.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. That one taken in by Neighbors. Down the right sideline. And he will take it on in for a Giant touchdown. Malik Neighbors. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Giants are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Ryland on for the extra point. And this one's right through to make it a 14-3 ball game. So after the field goal, Ryland back out as he'll send this one away. And no return here for Sanders.
Come on, fellas.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And after the field goal last time, we'll see what they can get here. At least they got points out of the last drive, Charles.
I never met an offensive coach that didn't want to drive to end with a kick. Most of them want it to end with a PAT, right? In this case, a field goal, they'll take it. Way better than the alternative, which is a punt.
Yeah, but you met fan bases that wanted that, that weren't happy with that field goal.
I haven't met a fan base yet that wants to drive to end with a kick other than the extra point. That's it.
Ball on the 30. They'll come up with a 2nd and 5.
31's the mic. I'm coming, baby. I'm coming, baby. Woo!
To throw is Prescott. And that'll be incomplete. Took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. You talk about this Giant defense. They were terrific last week in the win over Denver.
And I'm eager to see the game plan and trying to attack them this week, because when you take it away 4 times through interceptions, do you now decide that I can't throw the ball against this team and try and run it like crazy? Or do you challenge them? This is going to be fun. Against a team coming off a win just as your team did the previous week, you talk about being physical all game long. Sometimes being physical is just being on the spot and helping force the incompletion.
On 4th down, Matt Araiza sent on to punt. And this is away. It's a high kick, and he got all of it. Now this is fielded in the end zone. And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And he's going to be tackled inside his 10-yard line. And may hear a few words from his head coach on that decision. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. Well, partner, you know, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last drive, that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they'll try to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Watch 84. Watch 84.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on 1st down. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 5 yards on the carry. Good pickup on 1st down.
Consecutive positive runs for him on the last 2 snaps. He certainly appears to be trying to put the offense on his back and just move them down the field when his number is called. The way he's running it, I'd keep going back to him.
I got
70 Ranger.
2nd down. Here's Tracy. There he goes left side. Inside the 20. And all the way in. Touchdown, New York. A big play there. His first touchdown on the year. As his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Now Ryland for the PAT. And it's 21-3. Back out is the kicker, Ryland, and he'll send this one away. From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And he probably wishes he would have sat on that one. Instead, he's only able to get this up beyond the 15-yard line. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Off the play fake, Prescott. Over the middle, complete. That's Ferguson. And they work this out past the 25. A gain there of 21 yards.
And they were backed up to start the drive, but not anymore. Now, that's the play call that the offensive coordinator had in his head. You saw the end result. He wanted to go ahead and push the ball downfield, and that's what they did. and they wound up with good yardage there to get things rolling.
21-3 is your score after one. Start of the second quarter, and it's the Cowboys in possession as they've got it with a 2nd and 14 upcoming.
Hey, we're pretty quiet, D. We're pretty quiet.
Throwing, Prescott. Oh, everything falling apart now. Another one intercepted. And he will bring it back. It's a pick six and a Giants touchdown. That bumps us up to a 3-possession game here, and only in the second quarter, Charles. They're trying to put this game out of reach before we even hit the locker rooms for intermission.
What's even tougher is making up 3 possessions against a defense that can make impact plays like this. They don't have this game wrapped up quite yet, but 2 picks already, 1 to the house. I think it's fair to say they're headed in the right direction.
And no return here for Sanders.
Get ready, get ready, get ready.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And not the first time that they're coming back out off of a turnover, but the last one really hurt, Charles, with that pick six.
And it feels like the whole team's infected right now, doesn't it? It's not just been one person. It's kind of been a group effort where the mistakes have happened. Can they put that aside, kind of start over, and put together a nice drive?
They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Now Prescott. And the catch is made here by Tyler Lockett. And he's taken down but able to slip across the 35. His first catch of the game, good for 11 and a first down.
When you struggle on offense, you're looking for anything possible to get you going. Sometimes you do it like basketball teams that don't normally press. You put a press on, bring people to life, make them move a little bit quicker. Maybe that'll help them as they head towards the half.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Mike 57. I got you, son.
Now Prescott. And the giant rush gets home as down he goes. Brian Burns flying in there and dropping him for the sack. They'll need a big play here, will Dak and the Cowboys. After the sack, it's 3rd and long. Prescott to throw it. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
It's going to be another frustrating end to a drive here. This offense, they've not been able to get anything going in this first half. And now it's going to be time to gather on the sidelines and try and figure out what's going wrong. Who has an idea? Who has a plan? Time to implement it.
And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
57's the mic.
They're indeed going for it. It's Prescott. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. Boy, a real head-scratcher there. And the Giants are going to take over in great field position. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Here's a give up the middle. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Brought down on the play by Deron Bland. You don't see that a ton, do you? Or the cornerback coming over to the middle of the field to make a run tackle.
That's someone with a ton of confidence to feel like nothing is pressuring him on his side of the field. Sees that the ball's moved to the middle and just sprints over there to help out. He ends up getting the tackle. Well played.
Flush to his right. And this one taken in on the right sideline, but not in the field of play. They say it's incomplete. The throw led him a little too far. It brings up 3rd down.
I'm going to run you over. I'm going to run you over.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to fire one. Corner of the end zone. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. And this is going to be no good. He misses it off to the left.
Always disappointing when you miss a field goal, but when you're playing against a defense this good, you and I both know that's a crucial miss because you can't afford to leave any points out there. You've got to take them when you can.
About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. And last time, went for it on fourth, didn't get it. We'll see if they can pick themselves up off the mat and do better this go-around.
Sometimes I have this vision of coaches writing notes to themselves before a game, and sometimes that note says, be aggressive, stay aggressive. Maybe that's what we saw in the last possession.
Yeah, they were very aggressive. This time, will it result in points? We'll find out.
Kill.
On first down, they'll go to the ground attack. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
Oh, that was a thing of beauty right there. Look at how quick those blockers fired off the line once the ball was snapped. That was an O-line on a mission, all in sync, and the defense is lucky that play only picked up 5 yards.
Now it's a bootleg with Prescott being chased out left. Oh, Prescott stripped, and the Giants have it. It's picked up. Had some good yardage there, too, before he fumbled that football, Charles.
Yeah, just think about it this way. Running backs, as a general rule, they kind of know when the end of a run is near, and you notice how they cover up, right? They protect the football. Sometimes quarterbacks forget that out in the open field. After a while, you start to wonder, does the running back coach visit the quarterback coach and say, hey, I can help you with this? We can protect this and make sure we keep the ball.
Yeah, boy, the strength on display there as he rumbles through tacklers for a gain of about 8.
So much of the game today, we're looking for hybrid players, guys who can do a combination of jobs. And anyone who plays a strong safety position, now more than ever, is a hybrid-type player. Half defensive back that covers passes and half linebacker that makes tackles. We just saw the linebacker make that play.
It's a pretty strong running there as he'll take this across the 50 and down to the 44. Back-to-back good plays have him on the move on first down. And they'll keep leaning on the running game back to the ground. And he is going to lose yardage here. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for second down. 2 minutes remaining in this first half of football.
Hey, here we go. Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
Ready, break.
He's the mic.
Tighten up. Pull it together.
Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. That's a step in the right direction defensively here because you're facing this sizable deficit. They're going to need more plays like that. A good sack, though. Good effort there.
And what you're hoping is, as you said, a step in the right direction. And that means it's something to build on. So you get the first one, and hopefully that can ignite them. And now they can make a few more plays and get back into this game.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. That's some strong running there as he's down just shy of the 20 on the edge of the red zone.
Tag 19 Tiger.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Flushed out right. And that is incomplete. He couldn't hold on through the contact. Brings up second down.
Ready? 18 Cardinal.
Here we go, D. Hey, it's just me and you. It's just me and you. Hey, alert 3.
Liking 18.
Not liking the look. They'll change the play.
I'm coming after you.
60 Bobcat.
50, Mike 50. Ain't no
Ready?
And second and 10, he'll look to throw again. And he's going to go down. Back at the 27-yard line, he's sacked. It'll go as a loss of about 6, and now it brings up third.
All about the offense so far this drive, putting something sustained together. But the defense, they responded on that play. Second and manageable became third and long. The drive marching to the end zone is one play from stalling out.
The Cowboys going to use their second timeout now, as the clock will stop with 34 seconds to go before halftime. They missed a field goal on their last drive. Here they need something to even get into field goal range on third down.
Mike's 50.
Right here.
They'll set up a throw. He's going to flip that out to the flat. It's complete. And he'll go down here right around the 23-yard line. The Cowboys signal for their third and final timeout. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will extend their lead even further. So they wind up turning the turnover into points as they convert there for 3.
Yeah, that was a nice job there to force the fumble. They recover, hand things over to their offense, and then the offense went down and got them 3. That alone, that's not enough to win a game, but both units able to do their jobs on these last 2 drives.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Let's go, baby.
Hey, check Mike 57. Mike 57.
In motion, that's Tolbert. Final play of the half, Prescott. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So we come upon halftime here with the visiting Giants out on top. As we'll get you over to Orlando, where standing by is Jonathan Coachman. He has our EA Sports halftime report. And how about this right out of the locker room? An onside kick attempt. Second half ready to get rolling. The Giants with a lead, and they are set to receive this kick. Well, you don't see that often. He just mishit it, and it goes out of bounds.
Well, I know sitting up here, and I'm looking at you, and you're looking at me, and I know we're both thinking the same thing. Isn't it easy enough to keep it between the sidelines? Because unless you're intentionally doing it for some reason, but that's a costly mishit, and now you put your team in a bad spot.
Good starting field position for the New York Giants here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 46. They'll drop to throw. Escaping the pressure right. That's complete. It's Neighbors. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. Great way to start the drive. 20 big ones and a first down.
This is just more of the same. This defense has had no answer on a lot of these throws. They've let these receivers run wild. And here's another completion for good yardage.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging into our second half blowout material. Sliding out of the pocket. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too far at 2nd down. And there we saw rolling right out of the pocket. Maybe his momentum taking him toward that sideline led him a little too far.
Yeah, that is difficult, isn't it? Plus, you're closing down your space, right? You're shortening the field for your receivers. And their inclination is to go towards the sidelines as fast as the quarterback is as well. Hard for them to throttle down to leave themselves with enough room to stay in bounds and catch the ball.
He'll get 2 on the keeper, but it becomes now a 3rd down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. They're going to look to throw. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And finally, down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
70 Lions.
Hey, watch 13. Watch 13.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. Touchdown, Giants! A 7-yard touchdown grab. And the Giants have taken a 5-touchdown lead. Extra point by Ryland, up and good. And the lead grows even larger here in the 3rd quarter. Ryland now following the touchdown, back out to kick it away. From a yard or 2 deep, here comes a return. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. Well, this has been a tough one for them, Charles. They've struggled really on both sides of the football. And one thing that's really plagued them, the turnovers. They've had issues keeping the football in their possession.
And every game that's ever been played, all coaches talk about taking care of the football and limiting turnovers. And in this one, after we saw that first turnover, we worried that things would snowball, and it certainly did, especially on the scoreboard.
And now a throw here secured by his running back out of the backfield. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2. Now a 2nd and 2. From the gun, he'll hand this off. And this is going to be a Cowboys first down as he's got this up to the 45-yard line.
Running lanes were at a premium in the first half, but he's able to find some room there, and he's hoping that that's a precursor of a big second half.
Right back to him on first down. And a good pickup there. He gets about 6 up to midfield.
Well, partner, if the defense isn't going to adjust and they keep giving them those 5, 6, 7-yard runs over and over, they're likely to run it the whole way to the end zone. They'll be more than happy to take the yardage available and save some of their other plays in the playbook for another time.
Now left side, a completion to his tight end. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
And the tight end is certainly a position built to move the chains because they can control space underneath. If they've got good hands, then, of course, they're a dynamic target. But one other thing is they're right in the sight lines of a quarterback on just about every play, and that makes it easier for the quarterback to pick him out and deliver.
Looking at a 2nd and 11 now after the loss. Prescott. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he'll get it down here to the 43. So the screen good for only 2. Now it's 3rd down.
Good reactions there defensively. That screen was a little slow in developing, and they shut that one down with little gain.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. That is caught. And he's going to get this down near the 30-yard line.
Here we go.
Prescott and Lamb hooking up for the Cowboy first.
57 to Mike.
I got him.
Here we go. Go to 54. Go to 54. Wide 80.
They'll look to throw here. And Prescott, his 3rd interception. It's Deonte Banks with it. And they will finally stop him as he's down to the 40-yard line.
Partner's bad enough when you just can't hold on to the football. But when your quarterback's throwing it to the other team, that's 3 interceptions now, 4 turnovers for the game. You really have no chance to win the football game.
And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Well, on every play call, you realize it's not going to go for a touchdown. So a lot of your calls are setting things up for maybe later in the game, trying to establish the inside run with toughness now, hopefully get to the perimeter later. And let's face it, you could do worse than a 4-yard run on first down.
Ready.
And they'll run on the inside handoff. And he's got this pretty close to a first down at the Cowboys 31.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1. First target, first catch, and a first down.
And that one was a lot of fun right there because that was the game within the game. 3rd and short, blitz was on. What's the key for the quarterback? Get out of your hands in a hurry. And that was a quick little completion. Got the job done for a first down.
Now a battle for the football. It's caught. It's a touchdown. Malik Neighbors with his 2nd TD of the game, his 6th on the year. And the Giants will add on to their lead here in the final minute of the 3rd. Well, to put it mildly, he's been able to dice up this secondary all game long, and this time that was a missile that he threw into the end zone and adding another touchdown to his ledger.
And I think we see these youngsters develop a lot quicker than we ever have because when they get started in this game, they're not just throwing passes around. They're reading coverages early, so now they're like seasoned pros earlier in their career. How about this one here? If they win this ball game, a game ball definitely coming from his head coach.
The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. It's a game that they would rather probably forget about, at least to this point, Charles. And one reason is turnovers. A turnover on the last drive. They had the issue in the first half as well, and that's really, unfortunately for them, helped to put this game out of reach.
And you know they won't want to admit it to themselves, but we know that winning the game is pretty much out of the picture now. So their bottom line is, how do they play a clean game the rest of this one, right? Take care of the football, no more turnovers, and see how that works.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Hey, check Mike 57.
Here's Prescott. Over the middle into traffic, and that's complete. And he's going to be stopped here a few yards short of the first as the tackle is made at the 33. Now Prescott on fourth down. And his pass is intercepted for the fourth time today. Picked off by Paulson Adebo. So it'll be a change of possession on the turnover when we get back. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10 right at the 50-yard line. And a pretty athletic run right there as he's going to get this down inside the 40. 59 yards rushing now on 8 carries for him so far. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10.
18 Cardinal, 18 Cardinal.
Straight ahead, here's Tracy. Trying to turn the corner, but they string him out and stop him at the line of scrimmage. Officially no gain on the play, and it's 2nd down.
Panther 60, Panther 60.
From the gun, they'll try to run it. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. After getting stuffed on 1st down, not much better there. 2-yard gain.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
On 3rd down, they're going to go with the option. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1. Boy, you know, some plays you can just sort of tell they're not going to work from the start, and that was one of them right there.
Yeah, I mean, he had every option taken away, and so all that was left for him to do was to try and keep it himself, but even he knew that he had nowhere to go.
And I don't think this has the carry. It does not. It's no good. But that's just a minor blip here in what's been a thoroughly dominating performance. About set for this next drive by the Cowboys offense. They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. It's caught. Lockett. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And that'll bring up 2nd down. And he'll be taken down at the 44-yard line. He has enough for the 1st down on the keeper, a gain of 6.
Partner, I know we're in the era of the mobile quarterback, but there's still an element of surprise when that position keeps the football, and what a nice gain on that play.
There goes a deep ball, end zone. And my goodness, another interception. Picked off by Paulson Adebo. And the Giants are going to take over once again with a football at their own 20-yard line.
Bronco 80.
Check Mike 50. Mike is a 50. Check Mike 50.
They'll start this drive out on the ground. And they're going to stop him right at the line of scrimmage. Just no cutback lane to be found whatsoever. 2nd and 10.
Mike's 50.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And he's able to plow forward up to about the 29, just shy of the 30. This offense so far on 3rd down, they've hit it 50%, 3 of 6 to this point. They need just a yard here. It's 3rd and 1. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down.
You got him. You got him.
Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. The Giants going to go ahead and use the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th. Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The Giants go on 4th, but come up empty. And that will force a turnover on downs.
Defense wins championships, baby. 57's the mic. Watch 57.
Hey, tighten down. There you go.
On 1st and 10, Prescott. And the coverage terrific there as that's knocked out and incomplete.
They lead big, and a major part of that has been how they've taken their play to a whole new level this second half. No points allowed since the break, and you can add another incompletion to the total number that they forced in this runaway contest.
That is caught by Lamb. And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. That'll give him 60 yards receiving now as he's got a first down.
Hey, check.
Now back to throw. The quick slant caught. And he's across for the touchdown. Too little, too late, but he does get in for 6.
No wonder you're grinning. You just beat me in our fantasy league.
Indeed I did, my good man. Brandon Aubrey now for the extra point. And they make the score a little bit more respectable here in our final quarter of play. So still lots of work left to do, but here comes the onside kick. And they've got it. They recovered it. Wait, hang on now, though. There's a penalty flag down. Well, CD, you understand. I mean, they're so eager trying to get back in this game here in the 4th quarter, but they touched that one a little too early before it went 10 yards.
Brandon, in such a high-stakes scenario, everyone's feeling the pressure on this play. The special teams coordinator, which one is he going to pick in terms of kicks? Can the kicker execute it? Can the team wait for 10 yards? So many variables, and in this case, they didn't get it done.
Let's go now.
They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he's going to be met at about the 43. And now just 3 seconds before the 2-minute warning, they're going to call a timeout here defensively. Here's 3rd and 3.
That's what I do.
On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. So now they're going to send out the field goal unit to, as they say, fire away from long distance. And the holder's going to keep it. He's going to try to run for it. It would have been a long field goal. The fake doesn't work out. And the Cowboys defense is going to get them the football back. Good starting position for the Cowboys here as they come up 1st and 10 at their own 43. Now this one to his running back out of the backfield. So give him 5 yards there on the pitch and catch, and it's 2nd down.
Tight end left. Here we go, 46.
Hands it off out of the gun. And his rough afternoon continues. He's going nowhere again. The Cowboys signal for their 3rd and final timeout as they'll get it with just under 90 seconds remaining. And that's knocked away and incomplete.
And that's another play that's painted the picture of this game overall. It's been a blowout. It's been continually fueled by big turnovers and stops for one side and an inability to advance the ball from the other.
All right, they're going to try and keep hope alive here on 4th down. They're going for it. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining, and it'll be a turnover on downs.
Down. Viking 18.
Watch the pass. Watch the pass.
Ready, go.
They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. Second and 10 coming up. Second and 10.
Mike's 50.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. I guess the simple question, why not just take a knee there?
I don't understand either why you would take any sort of a chance. We've seen it happen in the game of football. Doesn't matter whether you watch high school, college, or the NFL. Some people get a little greedy, try to get that extra running play in, and it can backfire on them.
90 yards for him on the ground now on 18 carries. So they'll come up first and 10 now from the 33. On the give, it's Tracy. And a hard-working run here as he's got it inside the 20, down to the 17. Now the Giants will use the second of their 3 timeouts. And as the two teams talk it over on their respective sidelines, we take a break. So from the 17 now, here's a first and 10. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. A good gain again. That's now 31 yards combined on those last 2 plays. So a victory here for the men in blue, the New York Giants. And it was a game where they were off and running in the first quarter, Charles, and never looked back.
You know, partner, after a while, we always say the same thing, don't we? They set the tone early, right? They started